Hello again. This is Lauren Anderson, CEO of YBM and contributor to Financial Juneteenth. Today I'm here with Ivory Carter of the Compass Manufacturing Company, which is a clothing line that he's going to discuss with us. Very exciting, a new entrepreneur that we have speaking with us today. So, Ivory, introduce yourself.
Okay, well, I'm Mfg Carter, the founder, owner of Compass Manufacturing Company and Find Your Way Clothing Screen Printing, located in California. That's pretty much it. That's
Awesome. So tell us, where can people find your company website? Where can we follow you on social media? How do we get in touch with Ivory Carter?
okay. The website is www.compassmfgco.com. That's where that should pretty much the clothing website. As far as social media, you can follow me at Compass MFGCO on Twitter. I'm going to be setting up an Instagram soon, but I haven't done it yet, so I'll get to that. And you can contact me via email at findyourwayclothing, all one word, at gmail.com.
Awesome.
That'd be the best way to get in contact with me.
Awesome. I'm sure that we will be in touch and that our viewers will follow up with you once we find out more about your business. So tell me, what ignited or sparked your interest in the clothing line business or the apparel business?
Okay. Well, prior to that, I was in the military for 6 years. Something ended up happening to me there. I ended up getting injured, so I knew that was over. I wanted to do something else, so I actually had a cousin that was actually in apparel already that had his own brand. So I kind of got some information from him. He kind of mentored me in the process, and as soon as I got the funds together, I went ahead and did it myself. It was just something I've always been interested in. I figure everybody likes clothing. I like it, and I just wanted kind of to bring something to the table.
Wow, well, thank you for your service, for being a veteran. We definitely appreciate that, considering the state of the current of our current society or the world. Your service is definitely appreciated. So, what are 3 pieces of advice that you would give to aspiring entrepreneurs that would like to develop a business as yours?
I would say, number 1, find a mentor, somebody that can kind of show you the ropes. 2, the best thing to do when you want to do something like this is to probably use your own money. Find a way to get your own capital. And 3, just stay consistent and just keep working at it. It may start slow. For some people, it starts really fast. In my case, it went a little slower, but just stay consistent, stay motivated, and just keep pushing, and it'll eventually take off. If you stay confident, that energy will manifest itself into success.
Those are great pieces of advice. It's always important to, stick with it, because a lot of times people think that success comes overnight, especially in our generation where we have instant gratification via Instagram, Facebook, and all these different types of mediums that make things seem as though that they are within reach tomorrow. But in fact, it takes some dedication and some commitment in the long term to obtain some success and to build a brand. So tell me, what are some of the things that you do on a day-to-day basis in regard to brand building?
Okay, so a lot of what I'll do is I do a lot of like graphic designing. I have to do that constantly, so I'm always looking for inspiration. So I'll do a lot of things like that. I'll be interacting with different people, people that own other brands, trying to get in contact with them, making contacts with stores, local stores where I'm at, and sometimes bigger chains. Looking for trade shows, things of that nature, to kind of trying to get it out there. And if I'm not doing things like that, I'm usually actually like printing and doing my own stuff, or making contact with customers, hosting events. There's just so many things that go into it. one day might maybe just just screen printing or just uh, coming up with designs, and the next day I may be having a meeting. You never know.
The life of
Jump
an
around.
entrepreneur, right? It's kind
Yeah.
of relative depending on the day, even the hour. So you mentioned that you host events and do all these other kind of marketing strategies that you have. Can you speak to those a little more in depth?
Um, well, doing events, like for me, when I do events, is the way I'll go about that is say find a venue, figure out what I'm going to do. Usually for me, it'll be a trade show. If I can't find one, then I'll think, okay, well, let's do one. I'll probably get together with some local brands in the area, put together a trade show. Usually takes about maybe, I like to do it quickly. Some people like to stretch it out about 3 months. I like to do it within 6 weeks. So, yeah, locate a venue, take care of that, find out who's going to be there, contact other vendors, um, make sure everything's in order, make sure all the paperwork's in order, legally, any fees that have to be paid, any permits that have to be bought or just taken care of. We do that, and then we just go about setting up the event, advertising it. A good way to advertise is through social media, or if you're wherever your local area is, if you have the money, I'd say advertise through like your radio stations, and if try to focus on a certain time frame. A lot of radio stations will have certain time frames. They may charge a little more. Like if you want to get like the 5 o'clock show or something like that, they may charge a little more, but generally it will benefit you greatly if you can get within those time limits.
Well, great advice. So I read up on your business, and I noticed that you are using environmental friendly chemicals to produce your items. Can you talk to us about your carbon footprint and how green you are?
Yeah, well, okay, so with all my t-shirts, I used like water-based inks. The reason why is because, well, pretty much for the environmental hazard. Also, because for the customer as well. It's just not good. Sometimes it's not good to put a certain, things on your body, and if this thing's touching your skin, it's not necessarily a good idea. So I like to use water-based inks for all my products. If it's not that, then I'm just probably using 100% cotton. But that's pretty much how I do it. That's only because I don't want to put anything into the earth that is potentially hazardous. So that's how that works pretty much.
So I
It's
think
a little. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think that would be one thing that sets your brand apart from other clothing lines. What are some other differentiating factors that make your clothing line significant in comparison to other brands?
I know that with my brand, I don't know if other brands do this, but I know with our brand, my brand specifically, is that I'm customer interactive. So if my customers want to see something, if they contact me, if I get enough, hits on it, I'll test it. I'll try it. I'm always open to ideas. I communicate with my customers. I think that. Sorry.
How do you get your customers to return? How do you get them to keep coming back?
Oh, fair pricing. I treat them the way they should be treated. I believe in customer service. I hold that in high regard. I make sure that they have a positive experience with me, so that way they'll come back. And I like to get to know them. I like to get to know them on a personal level, at least where they feel like they're important, because they are.
Yeah, I think that's one of the greatest, one of the strongest points of business is when you have great customer service, right? And that's
Right.
how the word spreads about you, because your customers are constantly telling people, about their experience with your brand and how they felt good when they were making a purchase, or, how they felt that they were helped when they had an issue, or, anything that may arise. Customer service is always like the most important aspect of a business, especially when you're selling things, right? So kudos to you on that and on your business. Tell me about the most satisfying part of entrepreneurship.
Um, just being able to get up and be in control of what you want to do that day. If it is a lot of work, but when you're doing something that you want to do, it sounds kind of cliche. Everybody always says this doesn't feel like work, but that's true. It doesn't feel like work when you're doing what you want to do. And the most satisfying thing to me is just being able to make my own decisions, being able to, go about my day as I want to go about it, being able to clock out when I want, for the most part, and just pretty much being in charge of myself, having that freedom, I guess you could say. That's what it's about, just having that freedom of being able to do what I want to do, how I want to do it.
And has your business been profitable to the degree that you are doing this full time, or are you doing this part time? Tell us about your status.
I'm doing this full time. I'm doing both the brand and the screen printing full time. So it's been profitable for me, definitely. I would say it's pretty much been a blessing, yeah.
That's great. That's great. So if I wanted to work with you or be a part of your company, in the event that I wanted to partner with you, or to be an employee, or to be a contractor for your business, how do you define who you'll work with? Because when you have a business, it's considered your baby, right? And you never
Right.
want to leave your baby with someone who's not trustworthy, or someone who isn't even passionate about children, because they could damage the baby or hurt the baby. So how do you define who can be a part of what you're doing?
I will pretty much look at the person's character, pretty much past experiences. I think past experiences are going to pretty much tell you about the future performance. So, but the type of qualities I look for in an individual would be something like somebody that's honest, timely, puts a high value on being consistent, on hard work ethic, and just pretty much with me, it's just be honest with me, be on time, and just be willing to work. That's it. I don't necessarily whatever someone does in their personal life, to me, that's their business. But just when it comes to work, I just want you to bring the best that you possibly can.
Yeah, I would certainly agree with those aspects and attributes. So is there anything else that you would like to say about your business? Sell it to us. Tell us where we can get the apparel, if it's in a store somewhere, e-commerce. How do we get this?
If you're in Fresno, California, we have a few items in some of the local stores here, and but most of our business, most of my sales are going online right now. So, like I said, you would go to the website www.compassmfgco.com. We're actually working on some more designs, so I'm going to release some new stuff shortly, and we'll probably be having a pretty big sale here coming on Black Friday. If someone needs like screen printing services, because like I said, I do screen printing also. Screen printing services, if someone else has a brand and they want to do they're interested in getting that brand, manifesting it into something for real, they can get in contact with me. Whether it's about Compass or screen printing, you can get in contact with me at findyourwayclothing@gmail.com. And I'll respond quickly because I always got my phone with me, so I'll be able to get back to you as soon as possible. And that's pretty much it as far as that goes.
Excellent. So I think we've learned quite a bit about your business and your brand, and I think that we should have greater followership on your social media platforms. I'm sure people will be going to visit your website so that they can view your items and be able to purchase those things. So, Ivy, thank you so much for talking with us today and for depositing that great wisdom of entrepreneurship onto our viewers.
Right. Cool. I appreciate the opportunity, and thank you guys for getting in contact with me, getting back to me, and hey, I'm
Awesome.
here.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.